100 years ago, a mouse whistled, and that sparked an empire of animation. I mean, seriously, Disney at one point set the golden standard for animated movies. From about 1989 to 1995, they ruled the animation scene. From their hit after hit lineup of major animated movies, including The Lion King and Beauty and the Beast, to just name two, to even their small shows like DuckTales and Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers. And then they said white people were bad and took a deep dive in the early 2000s. Remember Dinosaur? I don't. Or how about Fantasia 2000? Nope. Oh, but everyone knows Treasure Planet, the film everyone says Disney purposely tanked so they could rid themselves of 2D animation just to make chicken butt. Not to say good things didn't come out of this. Lilo and Stitch would release the same year. I'd argue Brother Bear's formulaic yet familiar. And even though it was past the time, I compare Princess and the Frog to the classic Disney princess movies far more than Wish. Yeah, instead of celebrating with a lame-ass remake that makes no sense to make because it's just the old movie with RTX, instead of the amazing short showcasing all that was great about those last 100 years, they celebrated with Wish, their latest and anything but greatest from their animation company.
All I really want is just a little respect.
It's giving writer's strike. I would like it to be formally known. Modern animated Disney movies aren't as bad as people paint them. Encanto is a damn near masterpiece. No movie is perfect, but considering their history, Encanto didn't need to be. It was simple, to the point, and fun. And despite the hate it gets, Strange World is a fun, if not kind of predictable piece that only bombed because Disney made like 1.5 trailers for it. And now we have Wish, the one they arguably advertised way too much, and now we have to remember that Alan Tudyk voices a goat.
Who knew my voice would be this low?
I want lamb chops. Okay, so let's get to the... Wish follows Asha, a girl whose grandpa is turning 100. He, alongside everyone in the kingdom, have made a wish to bring to their king, King Magnifying Glass. He tells Asha through a job interview that he can't grant everyone's wishes because of the danger and irresponsibility on his part. But Asha really wants her grandfather's wish granted, so she finds this star, who's only called Star because of course it is, and a goat who I want to cook up and serve with Vegemite, and we have this stupid villain song and... Okay, let me make one thing clear. Something being formulaic doesn't make it bad. Home Improvement was formulaic and it lasted most of the 90s. Phineas and Ferb was formulaic and most people my age remember it fondly. This is formulaic, yet unlike Phineas and Ferb or Home Improvement, it does the bare minimum. Remember that joke about how the goat's voice was low? Oh, you mean like the trope where cute characters are voiced by deep voiced actors because low voices are funny? A thing that's been done in every generic kids movie? That's my problem. Wish doesn't do much outside of the norm. It's an incredibly safe movie. For instance, remember Frollo, that bastard, that absolute hellbound deviant? The villain in this movie is mean. He's mean! Here's the thing, mean characters can be good if they're done right. But the way King Magneto is portrayed, he isn't just mean because he has a deep past or he doesn't like the concept of wishes. He's mean. He gets angry, he gets loud in everyone's face. If there was some deep lore into why he doesn't like wishes and doesn't grant all of them, there would have been a reasoning behind his villainy. But no, modern Disney villains are like soap operas. You think they're doing something different until you realize you're watching The Sands in the Hourglass. It also doesn't help that the music is goddamn atrocious. People have went up and down about how awful the villain song is, and the problem isn't Chris Pine's insulting vocals considering he was literally a bard in Honor Among Thieves. But the real problem was the concept behind the song. King Magazine is jealous because he's not being praised for his generosity, and now he has to compete for the people's attention and love. Remember when Frollo sang about his inner desires? Remember when Dr. Facilier sang about his dark and twisted friends from the other side? Remember when Scar sang about killing his brother? Remember when Scar actively sang about killing his goddamn brother? Bullshit, King Mahogany is offended because he wants respect. There is no deep or dark meaning behind it. He's just jealous. Oh, and don't forget the animation because who could? It's unfinished. This is mostly due to the writer's strike that occurred during this film's production, but honestly, even then, this movie looks AI generated. You know those websites you go to and you can generate backdrops and shit? They somehow did that with the character models. I don't know how, but they did. Okay, it's unfair to say the whole film is bad, but 90% of it is. With that, the story is harmless for kids. That's it. That is all I can say. I felt nothing watching this movie. If you take your kids to see it, they'll like it fine, but if you see it as a 21-year-old who just wanted to see a good old-fashioned Disney movie, you won't get much. You know what sucks the most? 50 years from now, when Disney celebrates 150 years, they have to look back on their 100-year milestone with this. A lazy, bottom-of-the-barrel, scraping for content film that barely tried. They could have arguably made Once Upon a Studio longer and celebrated with that, But no, we have to remember Disney, the powerhouse behind some of the biggest animated movies of all time, and their 100 years of accomplishments with one of their biggest blunders to date. It sucks, I would have loved Once Upon a Studio to be their big celebration. It sucks, I'm going to bed.